Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. Saturday Down South, Matt Hayes with the report from SEC spring meetings that the biggest game of the opening weekend in college football almost never happened, and that's because, reportedly, Lincoln Riley and Southern California have been attempting to get out of this game with LSU in Las Vegas for 2 years. Reportedly, they leaned on Fox to help them get out of it because now USC is in the Big Ten, and that's Fox's crown jewel. And, well, we don't really want you to play in your first game on ABC if you're now in Fox's conference. And then you've got Lincoln Riley using his agent, who's a mutual agent of Brian Kelly, try to further that. Wasn't happening. LSU wasn't going to budge, and Lincoln Riley wanted out. Now, the masses are going to immediately run to this and say, Lincoln Riley wanted to get away from Oklahoma because they were going to the SEC, wanted the easy schedule out in the Pac-12. He's running from competition. Now he's in the Pac-12. Well, that dissolved. Now he's got to go in the Big Ten. There's some good teams there. He's got LSU. He's running from competition left and right. And that's the easy narrative to just run to and run up the score on Lincoln Riley, as a lot of teams do offensively. And that's fine. I don't know. I don't know why Lincoln Riley took the USC job. It's a pretty good job. It's in Los Angeles. It's got incredible tradition, a rich recruiting base. You've got a lot of money out there. They offered him a ridiculous contract full of money and homes and cars and jet access. And, maybe it wasn't to get out of the SEC. Maybe it was he just thought that'd be a really nice gig to have. Maybe he's trying to get out of the SEC. I don't know. And I don't know exactly why he's trying to get out of this game. But this one sounds a little bit more like, I don't really want to play that because we might lose. Because you look at the schedule that USC's got this year, and they've got some games that are going to be pretty tricky. They've got a trip up to Washington. They've got a road game at Michigan. They play Wisconsin and Penn State. They've got Notre Dame. And then you add LSU to that, and, well, that's a little bit tougher. And y'all know how I function. Y'all know that I was okay with these, rent-a-win games that LSU's playing because, look, if you get through your conference and win all your games, you're going to be fine. And Florida State kind of disproved that because they did schedule LSU out of conference, and they did beat Clemson, and they did go on the road and beat Florida, and they went undefeated and won their conference championship game, and the committee still left them out because their quarterback got hurt. But that's not the SEC, and I don't believe the SEC champion and undefeated would have been left out, certainly not of a 12-team playoff. And I don't think this new conference that's got Oregon and Washington and USC and Penn State and Ohio State and Michigan and Wisconsin, and I don't think they're getting left out either. However, as losses continue to pile up, you will get left out. And if you look at USC's schedule, it looks tough enough in conference that if you take care of your business and you go 11-1 or 10-2, just like the SEC, you'll be fine. The problem is if you lose 2 conference games and the LSU game, you may be on the outside looking in. And that is where you do start looking at ducking competition. Hate it or love it, think it's reasonable or cowardly, it sounds that way. And it's a big year for Lincoln Riley because you've had enough time in Southern California to get your defense to be functional. Not great, functional. It has not functioned at any level in Norman, Oklahoma or Los Angeles for 5 years. They've been atrocious on defense his entire time. He finally moved on from his bad defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch, and they've got to fix it. However, you don't have the reigning Heisman Trophy winner anymore. So, while I think most people in college football circles would say that's a good coach, if you don't have a great quarterback this year and the defense still stinks and your team doesn't have a very good record and you're ducking LSU, it's a big PR disaster as you enter this big league where you better be ready to lock horns with Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State and some of those teams. And to this point, Lincoln Riley's teams, outside of 1 year where they did play Georgia really well in the Rose Bowl, but they couldn't stop them, it's been a little underwhelming outside of winning Heisman trophies all the time. So take this story however you want to take it. I'm not going to be as judgmental of Lincoln Riley because I'm not ready to immediately suggest that he only took that job in LA because he didn't want to play Alabama and Georgia. And I think there's merit to his thought that, well, I don't really need LSU on this schedule. Because if I do what I need to do in the Big Ten and I schedule San Jose State instead of LSU, I'll still be okay. And I've said this many times, you don't have to have that. You don't have to be aligned in that thought with me and Lincoln Riley. It does suggest that I don't want to play the guys all the time. But I'm also sick as an LSU fan of opening the season 0-1 4 years in a row. Because if you don't lose to Florida State in the Superdome 2 years ago, you're going to College Station playing for a shot to potentially get in the playoff. Instead, you didn't. So, Lincoln Riley, scaredy cat, reasonable schedule maker. It's still an interesting story that hasn't been shot down from anybody. And Saturday Down South asked for some comment, got no comment. To me, sounds like he's really been trying to get out of this game. I don't really care if he's trying to get out of it or not. I just want LSU to go up to Las Vegas and put together a really good game for the opener and start 1-0 for the first time in half a decade. That's the goal at this point. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.